I thought we might do some more exploring, so I'm at my website. Now, this website used to be called StopGangStalkingPolice2.com. It can't be published because I haven't paid something on it, the security something or other. But I can go into it myself and I can look at it. So let's pick another random month. These are all the months that this website shows. Let's just pick a random one, all right? Let's pick August. Pick that. Okay, and let's see if we can go down where the pictures are. Hey, Bobby. That's my story. That's anchoring. The core of government gang stalking is anchoring. The anchor used in my gang stalking is red, but that's not the only anchor they've used. And even in my gang stalking, at different points, they've used all kinds of colors when they wanted to hide what they did, but only temporarily, because I would ignore it. And these are narcissists, so if I ignore it, then they'd go back to red. Right, here's my first picture. Now, I never say individuals are gang stalkers. This is what I see when I leave my street, or at least in 2023. Do I say this person's a gang stalker? Of course not. I always used to put this thing that said that I'm not a mind reader. I don't know people's intentions. So I never say a person is a gang stalker. I just show patterns in government gang stalking. So here, that was when I leave my street. This is when I enter to go on into my development on Buena Hills. Never say anybody's a gang stalker, because how can I? I'm not a mind reader. All right, now, let's see what this is. Okay, let's read the description. August 17th, 2023, 3 of 7 pictures. I leave my development. Our firemen who gang stalk are here. So here I am, leaving my development. And remember that they gang stalk on entries or exits. So if I leave my development, that's when I'm usually apt to see a gang stalker. All right, let's keep going. Look at some more pictures. 4 of 7 pictures. Here I am coming out of the store where I've been buying lotto tickets. Now, you've seen lots of these pictures. I come out of the store where I used to routinely buy lotto tickets. I still do. And this is what I see when I come out of the store. This would be called same time exit entry in government gang stalking. All right, let's keep looking at some more pictures. Here I've just entered the Winco parking lot. Like they know, where do I shop? I shop at Albertsons, I shop at Winco, I shop at Walmart. So here I am entering. Now I just entered the parking lot, and in the same time exit entry, what you would expect would be to see a red car. Have you noticed the last few days when I go to the park in a handicap space, a red vehicle is there? So I don't know what this is, but here I always park where the handicap spaces are, because my brother is an individual who has a profound mental handicap. And right now he's 66, and he definitely has trouble walking. Sometimes I put him in a wheelchair, sometimes I let him push the wheelchair. Here we are at a parking space where they know my patterns, they know where I go, and they will have a gang stalker, let me just zoom in on that a little bit, there when I arrive. 7 of 7 pictures. When I get out of my car to go into Winco, a person wearing red walks behind it. And do I say this person's a gang stalker? Of course not. I don't know people's intentions. I'm not a mind reader, so I never say an individual is a gang stalker. All I say is these are patterns that I have seen since the beginning of my gang stalking in 2006. When I lived in Newburgh, New York, and when my neighbors would gang stalk me and come out of their houses wearing red. 1 of 5 pictures. There wasn't a red SUV behind me when I went to the gas station where I usually go to buy my lotto tickets. All right, so take a look at my car. This is what I used to do. I used to put all these stickers to try to inform the community about government gang stalking, and notice what's behind me. Two and three of five pictures. As I exit the gas station where I bought my lotto tickets, must have spent an awful lot of money on lotto tickets. First, I see people sitting on the ground with a red wagon, and next there is a red car. All right, so I'm exiting the gas station where I bought my lotto tickets, and the first thing I see, and homeless people, they would always get them to wear red. Must have given money to have red. Well, so here's some with a red wagon, and as I'm exiting, I said that I was exiting the gas station, so this must have been a gas station in a mall. And there's the red car. 4 of 5 pictures. As I arrive at the front of Winco, there is one person walking, just one, and guess what? He's wearing red. This is at the entrance of Winco. So I'm arriving. Can you imagine the surveillance? This is total surveillance. And they not only surveil you outside your house, they would surveil me inside my house. They surveil my speech inside my house. Once, when my little poodle was alive, I used to tease him, and I used to call him a cat. And so I would, inside my house, and it's just me here and my profoundly mentally handicapped brother, I would call him a cat. Then we would go walking near the riverfront, not oceanfront, someplace in Oceanside. And as a woman was passing me, she would look at my poodle and she would say, "What a nice little cat." Let's keep looking. 5 of 5 pictures. As we exit Winco, a red truck comes in front of us. All right, so here we are exiting Winco. That's my brother. He's probably in a wheelchair. We're probably coming out of the store. And as we exit the store, a red truck comes in front of us. All right, let's keep looking. It took multiple attempts to post to my website tonight, including chatting with the website host and posting to Twitter. I couldn't log in tonight because I was tonight before I was able to post the pictures below. I don't know what that's all about. All right, 1 of 4 pictures. Notice anything as I am about to enter the gas station where I always buy my lotto tickets. You know I've spent a fortune on lotto tickets on the way to Walmart. All right, so here I am going to buy my lotto tickets. Entering the gas station. This looks to me like the Home Depot lot where there's a gas station there. 2 of 4 pictures. As I take my brother's wheelchair out of the car to go into Walmart, guess what? A person in red exits the store. So I'm taking the wheelchair out of my car, parked, so we can go into Walmart. And here's a person in red. And we know that our American Stasi, I call them our American Stasi, wear red. Who are they? Some people, some gang stalkers say that it's definitely Infraguard. When I was posting things, I would always say it's neighborhood watch groups. And the reason I said that is I would be walking in neighborhoods. When my dog was alive, I would take my brother and my dog for walks in neighborhoods. We used to go out every day. And I'd be walking by, and a person comes out of the house in red. I'd be walking by, and the person in the corner at the end of the street would be sitting in his yard with a red hat. And what I noticed was that people with red cars seem to be at the end of corners. I don't know why, but you could ask Dick Cheney why. Let's keep going. 3 of 4 pictures. As we are entering Walmart, guess what? A person in red is exiting. 4 of 4 pictures. As I go to enter my development in coming home, a red car enters Buena Hills before me. So here I am. This car was in front of me. So I'm going to turn right into Buena Hills and coming home, and a red car is in front of me. All right. August 25th, 2023, 4 pictures. Here I am at the big gang stalking corner of El Camino Real in Visway. It's one of the biggest gang stalking corners there is. There is only one person at the corner. Just one person at this big gang stalking. Always get gang stalked here. Just one person here. And standing there in red. Okay, let's keep going. As I go to pull into a parking space at the ATM, a red car passes in front of me. Now, here I am. I got out of my car. I'm going to walk across the street to Wells Fargo to go to the ATM, and a red car passes in front of me. Can you imagine the surveillance on me? How did they do it? In order to do this on my exits and entries, to have me mobbed by what I call our American Stasi. Some gang stalkers today say it's Infraguard. Others, a long time ago, would say it's Citizen Corps. I always said it was neighborhood watch groups because they gang stalked me in every neighborhood I went to when I walked in Oceanside, in Carlsbad, with my brother and my dog, when my beautiful dog was alive. Okay, wrong button, meant to do this. As we get out of our car to go into Target, guess what? Here I am. I just parked. We're going into Target. As I get out of my car to go into Target, a red car passes behind me. I did some research, like in the very beginning of my gang stalking, and around the time when this all started, like after 9/11, there was in one particular year, I found there was like a doubling of red cars. As we go back to our gray car after coming out of Target, what would you expect to see? What did I say here? A red car is beside it. So here I am, I'm coming out of Target. Now, there's my gray car. That's my gray car. And there's my brother. We're exiting Target. And as we walk to our car, a red car has pulled in beside it. Someone with a red truck must be building something across the street. There has been hammering, construction noises these last few days. Now, you know that one of the things that the gang stalkers do to the gang stalker's house, is have construction noises all the time around you. As you know that the police of Stockton, California, bought the house next to the city manager of Stockton, California, to harass him because he didn't approve one of their contracts. So they bought the house next to the city manager of Stockton, California, to harass him with noise. And gang stalkers do that to gang stalking targets like me. So I've had a lot of noise around my house. All right, now, just so happens that across the street there's a red truck. This is my house. That's my mailbox. That's my garbage cans. Woken up by hammering today. Surprise! August 23rd, one of two pictures. As I get out of my car to shop, guess what? There's the front of my car. I'm getting out of my car to shop, and a red car passes by. This is called, the FBI calls this conspicuous surveillance. And I've been gang stalked since 2006. That's 20 years of gang stalking. And in the last couple, they've started to torture me from the twin house attached to mine, attached walls, with a gang stalker, maybe more, co-conspirators. Gang stalkers never work alone. So I'm tortured last couple of years. They love to target my left leg. They don't want me to walk. All right, let's keep going. As I help my brother out of the car, a second red car passes by. So I'm on the other side of the car. I'm helping my brother out of the car, and a second red car. This is same time exit entry. And I just felt a little twinge of one of those, I call them the directed energy lightning weapons. And it feels like a kind of a flash of lightning. It just went off in my top left part of my head. Are they trying to kill me? The person, Rauni Kilde, was a doctor in Finland, and her husband was a diplomat. I don't know if he died or she divorced him or what, but eventually she didn't have him. But they used to go to international conferences, and on one of her trips, she found the government gang stalking manual, and she published it in one of her books. She died with multiple tumors throughout her body. And she was a doctor. She should have known she was coming down with cancer. A lot of her friends say that she was killed because she published the government. I just feel some more pain in the top left part of my head. All right, so let's keep going. The orchestrators of government gang stalking at Camp Pendleton started to cause interference on my... Okay, I'm not going to say that, but this was not just mobbing. This was unremitting harassment. This was the lights in my dining room blinking, the lights in my kitchen that would go off, the constant TV interference. All right, August 15th, 2023, 4 pictures. Here's the gas station where I am buying my lotto tickets for the last few days. CNE anchoring. 2 red cars today. I once got in an accident, and you know how I got in an accident? I was in Oceanside, and I went into the gas station, and I saw the red cars, and I went to back up, and I hit somebody behind me. So they do this on the road. This is a distraction on the road. Here I am exiting the gas station where I bought my lotto tickets. What do you expect to see? Oh, a red car parked at the corner. As we walk out of CVS, a man with a red hat walks in front of us. All right, gotta make sure I got this camera right. So here, this is CVS. We are exiting the store. And as I exit the store, a man, he's got a red shirt and a red hat, walks in front of us. This is, the FBI calls this conspicuous surveillance. As we back out of our parking space at CVS, a red truck parks behind us. All right, so I'm backing out. You can see, let's take a zoom in on the light. All right, his headlight is on. See, because he's backing in as I'm backing out. 5 pictures. See any anchoring pattern as I enter the parking lot to go to the ATM? This is called anchoring. Anchoring is when they have a stimulus that all the gang stalkers use, and they all use red cars in my gang stalking. And so here I am entering the parking lot, and what do I say here? I enter the parking lot to go to the ATM. There is a Wells Fargo ATM here, and this is a very frequent anchoring pattern, which is red car parked at the corner. See any anchoring pattern as I leave the parking lot after going to the ATM? All right, so I've gone to the ATM, and a red car passes in front of me. See any anchoring pattern as I park in the handicap spaces? They know I'm going to park in the handicap space because I've got my brother. Where I always park when I come to Walmart, I always park toward the front, so they know I'm going to park there. All right. So this is the handicap space that I'm going to park in, and this is the car that just so happens to be backing in next to it. As we're getting out of our car to shop, a man walks behind it. All right, so this is behind my car. Peekaboo! He's got a little red shirt peeking from behind his sweat thing. As we walk into Walmart, a man in red is walking out. Did this cost a lot of money to gang stalk me for 20 years? How do they do it? Do they pay these guys? Do they do it for free? Are your tax dollars paying these government gang stalkers? I don't know what I said there. All right, to my left, on August the 19th. All right, this is a scene from my car. Oh, not my car, my house. This is my house. So I don't know if I peeked out of the window here, or if I walked out of my house, but to my left there is a red car parked. This house did have people living in it, the one that's attached to mine. I live in a twin house, but then it's been empty for a very long time, and I think it coincided with my physical harassment where they're trying to torture this whistleblower. All right, let's keep going. All right, so that was to my left. To my right. To my right. This is still my house. And I don't know if I'm walking out of here, what I'm doing, but To my left, a red car. To my right, a red car. I never say that individuals are gang stalkers. I am not a mind reader. I don't know people's intentions. These are just patterns that I see. As we get out of our car to shop at Walmart, a person in red walks in back of us and in front of us. All right, so here I am getting out of the car. That's my brother's wheelchair. What I let him do is we start with him pushing the wheelchair because I want him to get exercise, and then I sit him when he's tired. He can sit in the wheelchair. And those little hooks on the side, one I use to pull the wheelchair, and the other one I attach to a wagon, and we put our groceries in the wagon, so that's why those hooks are there. All right, so here we are. I just got the wheelchair out. We're going to go into Walmart to shop, and there's your people in red. Now let's look and see who else. A person in red walks behind us. All right, noise and beeping from across the street today. No surprise there, because you know that they love beeping to harass. They love power equipment to harass. As I go to exit my development and going out, a red car passes in front of me. Well, that's a surprise. Here I am exiting my development. Now, Rand Paul said that he needed some evidence for government gang stalking. So I hope maybe he'll accept this. I don't know. As I enter my parking space to shop, a person wearing red passes in front of me. So here I am, total surveillance Bonnie, entering a parking space. A person in red passes in front of me. As I take my brother, who has a mental handicap, so I always parking in the handicap spaces, out of our car to shop, a red SUV. That is an SUV. All right, so there's my car. Now, I'm on the passenger side because I'm going to take my brother out of the car for us to go into the store to shop. Love Albertsons vegetables. That's where we shop in Albertsons. They're expensive otherwise, but their vegetables are top-notch. All right, so red car passing in front of us, or beside, whatever. As we come back to our car after shopping, now here am I. Okay, so I've just arrived back at my car, and a red car passes by. When we get back onto the main road, College Boulevard, after coming out of the parking lot where we shopped, two red cars are in front of us. All right, so here I've exited the Albertsons parking lot. I've gotten back onto College Boulevard, which is the way that I go home, and surprise, there are two red cars in front of me. August 5th, 2023. Sandy anchoring patterns as I pull into a handicapped space, my brother, where I always park at Walmart. So I'm pulling into a handicapped space. They know I'm going to park in the handicapped spaces. All right, see any red cars? All right, see this thing? You know what that is? I would keep my camera on top of it so it wouldn't slide off the dashboard. As I get out of my car to shop, a person in red walks behind it. All right, so here we are exiting our car. That's probably the little part of our car. And as we exit, a person in red walks behind us. As I get my brother out of the car, a person in red walks in front of it. All right, so here I am. I'm helping. That's my little brother. He's actually not. He's 10 years younger than I am. I am 76. I think I'm 77, and I am 77. My birthday comes in March, so his won't come until October, and he is 66. They said he would only live to his 40s. They were wrong. Maybe because I use a lot of holistic alternative things rather than traditional big pharma medicine. All right, so here I'm helping him out of the car, and a person in red walks in front of us. Four pictures. As I leave the Walmart parking lot and get back onto College Boulevard, there is a red SUV first in line at the intersection. For some reason, these red cars are always first in line in the intersection. A U.S. government gang stalking mobbing pattern. All right, so here I am. I just left the Walmart parking lot, and I'm going on to College Boulevard. And then I go on to Vista Way. Then I go on to Buena Hills, and I'm home. All right, so here I am. I guess you can't see it that well, but that's it. A red car. Okay. All right, let's go. August 12th. Here we are arriving at the front of Winco. All right, so now as I arrive at the front of Winco, there's a red car in front of me. As I exit my car, a red SUV parks behind me. All right, so here we are at Winco. That's my gray car. I'm going to just show you this little. You see this little thing there? Those are the days when I used to put magnetic stickers explaining about government gang stalking. All right, so as we park, this happens. As I go to take my brother's wheelchair out of the car, a man wearing red walks behind it. All right, so I'm going to the trunk. First thing I do is sometimes I'll go to my brother's door just to open it so he gets some fresh air while I'm doing all this. And I go to the back of the car to take out the wheelchair, and a man in red walks behind it. As we go to exit Winco, a red vehicle rides in front of the front red doors. All right, so here I am. I'm exiting Winco, and there's a red car that's passing in front of it. One of two pictures. As we're getting out of our car to shop, same time exit entry, this is the government gang stalking pattern, a red SUV passes in front of us. So I'm getting out of my car to shop. There I am. I've probably taken my brother out of the car because I'm on the passenger side, and a red SUV passes in front of us. All right, I'm just going to do a couple of more. All right, let's do a couple more and then we'll go. As we're leaving the store after shopping, a red car passes behind us. So I'm leaving Vaughn's. There's my brother. He's still got some energy because he's pushing the wheelchair. A red car passes behind us. All right, I'll do one more for today. Here we are starting our evening walk. These are the days when we would take walks. So probably, was my dog alive then? I don't know. Maybe no, I think he died. I don't remember. All right, here we are starting our evening walk on Carlsbad Boulevard. So I've gotten out of the car. This looks like a parking lot. We start our walk, and it looks like we're going to have some company, some people in red. All right, this is going to be the last one for today, but I just want to show you. Let's go to, where's the pages? All right, what I've been doing the last 2 days is I'll just pick a month. These are the months. I just pick a month, and we look at the gang stalking patterns. I have been a gang stalking target for 20 years, 2006, when I was after 9/11. A lot of firemen were moving up from New York City to Newburgh, New York, where I lived, and I lived in a modular development. I cursed the day I bought that house. That's when if I didn't buy that house, and I was looking at another house, but I lost it. It was a money problem. If I didn't buy that house, I would never have been gang stalked. In this modular development, a lot of firemen were moving in. They're coming up from the city. And one moved right next to me. To me, he was a psychopath and a narcissist. I think God is saying to you, Bonnie, you have to learn how to get along with narcissists. My father was a narcissist. All right, we're going to end.